Hi, and welcome to the next episode of Belly to Belly. And we're here talking with great friend Neil.Keenan from Pinsent Masons. How are you, Neil?
I'm very well, Bill. Yeah, great to be speaking to you.
It's lovely to be speaking with you as well. And so, we're all about helping companies expand successfully into the U.S. and so that's our audience. And um, it would be really helpful as we get going if you wouldn't mind just describing a little bit about what Pinsent Masons does to help companies who are expanding to the U.S.
Yeah, I'm delighted to do that. I suppose just introduce myself first off. So I'm a corporate law partner in the Dublin office of Pinson Masons. So we have many Irish headquartered clients here who have businesses in the US and operations in the US, and those that are seeking to do so. And the firm itself is a global firm. It's headquartered in London. We've a number of offices in the UK, throughout Europe, and in the Middle East, Australia, China, and also in South Africa. So we have clients throughout that network who are all operating in the US or looking to operate in the US, and we help them with our good friends in the US. So we've relationships with a number of different law firms and other contacts over there, including the McCarthy law firm and Cove.ie, who we're running this event in partnership with.
Fantastic. And so, as you see companies that are expanding, obviously there are many challenges that can happen along the way. But when you look at kind of the most common ones, what are some things that come to mind for you in terms of common challenges?
Yeah, when I'm kind of talking to clients about their expansion into the US, I think the big thing is actually kind of a bit of a fear of the unknown. So first off, obviously it's a massive place and a massive market compared to what we're used to in Ireland, and that creates such a huge opportunity. But it's also very daunting, I think, perhaps particularly for the scaling businesses who are looking at it. Yeah, and they have a lot of questions. For instance, what obviously the kind of rules and regulations in each state are different. So what states should they be incorporating in? What kind of supports are available. I mean, they're conscious it's a different legal system over there, a little different maybe in terms of the way they do contracts and other things. They're concerned about not running into any problems around intellectual property, for example. So yeah, I think there's just always that bit of nervousness about doing something new and going into the unknown. So that was really our thinking behind the event we're planning, was to maybe try and answer some of those questions.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. So, yeah, and you're just kind of leading us into the event that we're co-hosting on September 25th in Dublin.
Yes.
It's called An Inside Look at Expanding to the U.S. And then we've got a little visit to the Guinness Enterprise Center on Friday as well for those that can make it. But thinking about that interaction, obviously there'll be content and there'll be lots of networking. What do you hope that participants get out of it?
Yeah, and the way we structured the event is that we're going to have 3 panel discussions, and we've broken it out into launch, land, and expand, to cover all the different stages that the businesses might be at. And yeah, we've lined up experts in different areas. So we have the McCarthy law firm who'll be talking about some of the legal requirements in the states, good places to incorporate. We have some US governmental agencies there from states who will talk about grant support. We have one of our Dublin employment law partners, Deirdre Lynch, who's going to be speaking about some of the employment law considerations around Irish companies maybe looking to relocate some staff over to the US, and we also have a very experienced guy who'll be talking about some of the regulatory requirements, particularly around life sciences and medical devices, because a lot of Irish life science companies actually do look to have their products regulated by and approved by the FDA in the States. So we'll be talking about that as well. So we'll be covering a big area, and of course in the times that we're in, we do obviously have to mention, there are challenges. There was the recent trade agreement between the EU and the US, and the tariff regime, and we're actually going to have the Irish Minister of State, who's responsible for EU affairs, Minister Thomas Byrne, making an opening address at the event, and we'll also have a former Irish Minister, Lucinda Creighton, who now has a consultancy company, and she's going to be speaking about some of those EU considerations and some of the things to watch in the recent trade agreements. So we'll have a lot of information which we're going to impart at the event.
Yeah, no, that sounds fantastic. I'm really looking forward to being a part of it. So as you see companies expanding, you think of founders who are who sort of navigate the process really well, and some that may be more challenged. Is there an attribute that you think of that seems to be consistent with those founders who are most successful at expansion?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the founders have to have a bit of ambition, like they actually have to have the belief in themselves that they can do this, that they can navigate, such a big market as the US, and they'll be able to scale their business, in a way that enables them to do that. And I think it's those that actually, do back themselves and have that confidence, who ultimately succeed. And also, I suppose you'd say, I might say this, but I think those that take good advice are also successful, and I think that is actually key, and not just legal advice, but tax, regulatory, PR, everything that just get a good team around you who can help you navigate the market there.
It's so funny that you say that, because it's such a balance, right? You have to have ego to want to cross an ocean, but you have to have modesty to be able to and an empathy to be able to hear what other people are saying, and obviously filter what makes sense in your situation. But
that's right. And I think advisors who are prepared to tell it as it is, because maybe what may seem like a good idea to the founder, advisors in particular locations may realize that there are challenges and perhaps a different way of doing things. So it's always good to just be able to get that advice and have good discussion about it.
Absolutely. Well, this has been such a pleasure, Neil. I appreciate you taking the time today, and we'll certainly put all the details for registration and whatnot in the comment section below. But is there okay if we include your contact details as well?
Of course it is. Yeah, I'd be delighted.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, and can't wait to see you on the 25th.
Really looking forward to it, Bill, and of course to hearing your own insights at the event.
Appreciate it.